Hi, welcome to the introduction into quantum healing. I'm a psychologist and I would like to explain a bit what this is all about. I'm going to take you, planning that this will take an hour, might go a little bit over time already, foresee, where I introduce you into the concept of quantum healing. And it's a profound way of healing and a profound way of actually moving towards change or a different future than you have in mind for yourself. You might not know that yet, but that's what we're going to do today, is taking you from where you are now to a life that you love more, or I rather would say a life that you truly love. And what I'm going to do today around the quantum healing is take away resistance that helps you, or that keeps you from not having that wonderful, loving life that you would love to have, that we'd all love to have. And if I ask you now, what does that look like? And you're like, I'm not really sure. Don't worry, we get there. We go there together. It's a little journey we're going to take together. But before we do that, I need to explain some things to you. And you might think, I don't need to know all the details, but your conscious mind really does. I want to talk a bit more about your conscious mind and why it is always obstructing change out of love for you. And I would like to talk this hour a bit more about that and like you to understand what that is, because it is in the way of a lot of things. It's a very outdated structure. And how can we go to a more updated structure? So basically, this 1 hour that we have together is all about updating your structure, but updating your ego so that it's more aligned with who you truly are. So I'm going to talk a bit and explain a bit. Then I'm going to take you through a short exercise. This is how my Align webinars look, and this is often how the individual sessions also look, where I use this quantum healing method. Then I'm going to activate with you your desired reality, and today it's going to be, the topic is about a life you love. And then we're going to look at resistance, what you have, not too deeply, just a few questions so you get more clarity on that. And then we're going to do the quantum healing, where I'm going to connect in the quantum field and work with whatever resistance you have towards that beautiful life that you love, which you have then, by then, know a bit more how that's going to look like. And that's what the session is going to be about, and what to expect it in the end. You really feel lighter afterwards, as if all that resistance takes a lot of energy to resist things. As all that resistance, which is trauma or pain or emotions, a lot of past stuff that you're still carrying with you, beliefs that you have, family history, energy systems, a lot of things that I don't know what's in the way for you, but I'm just going to find out by connecting to it. So the quantum healing is all about a process where I connect with your higher self, or you might call it your soul or your highest consciousness, or I used to call that your super conscious. It's all the same, or your I am, or if that is all too unclear to you, maybe your inner wisdom that you sometimes, that intuition that you sometimes have, that little voice in your mind that really supports you. So why can I work with that? And let me see if I can use a bit of my little mobile whiteboard. I like this because so I can really stay well connected to you. Imagine that this is me and this is you. I know it's a very limited representation of who we are. Use your imagination here. And anyway, I really encourage you to have a wide open mind while I go and explain this, and why we'll do this whole session today, because it's going to be outside your normal realm of understanding things, of the way you perceive the world. Because what we try, sorry, I come back to this in a moment, but what we do in our life, and that's why ego, which I will explain you more about in a moment, is helping you with. Your view of the world is only this. It's limited. And everything that you experience that is outside of that, your ego is pushing away. You might not even be aware that you noticed it, that's in your consciousness. Before you become aware of it, it's already gone. So what we do today is we're going to go really outside what your normal perception of life is. So therefore, I ask you to be really open. And after the session, once you experience everything, then your critical mind can come back in and evaluate what has happened. Because I want you to feel the difference. I want you to feel the shift that you're going to make today, because you will. You are going to feel lighter and more clarity of mind. Your body will feel lighter and life goes a bit easier depending how much we got done today. So the impact is very quick. Coming back to how is it possible that I can actually connect to your higher self? That is because if I'm this and this is you, we are energy. Everything is energy. Remember from school. So imagine that you're this and you have an energy field. Oh no, that was me. This is you. You have an energy field, but you also have a family energy field, if you like it or not. And that family field is your parents, if they are still with you or not, grandparents, children, everything around your family is in that family field. And when you're adopted, it is also still your original family that is in your family field. And around that, but also in that and through that, not separated, is a unified field, a field where we're all connected, where we're all one. So this field, can't write very well like this. This field you can call a unified field, you can call a quantum field or the universe, whatever you use. I like the word quantum field. So this is the field where I work in. So if I connect to this, I can connect to you and everyone that watches this in the replay. Beautiful, right? And when I connect to your that part of you, let me put it like that without putting a name. I will connect to that part of you that has all memory, that knows everything about you, that knows where the root causes of all your issues, that knows your blockages, that knows your resistance, that understands all of that, that has all that wisdom and knowledge. It also has access, or is rather, unconditional love. It's the purest of the purest part of you. Unconditional love. If you fully connect with that, it's an overwhelming feeling of love. It is where there's unlimited amount of possibilities. It's where when you really live from there, you will feel your life is flowing with such ease and such joy. And so that's what I come to. And let me also draw that. To your ego, your subconscious, and your higher conscious or your higher self. Because we have, let's me put here is 0, that's when you were born, to where you're now. And that will continue, of course. So let's talk about the higher self. It was there before you were born, and it will be there after you die. So this is your, let's say, your higher conscious, right? And this is where things that are passed down through your family, and it's also the part of you that activates your cells and your DNA, and that's the part of you that really wants you to grow and develop. And then reborn into this life, and already your subconscious starts earlier, mostly in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, is where your subconscious starts to develop. And your subconscious is more the part around emotions and your automatic pilot. It coordinates your organs, so you don't have to think about breathing and your heart beating and all of that. It's impossible, right? So luckily there's your unconsciously, that's all coordinated, let's say, by your subconscious. So that is what where your traumas are stored and where your beliefs are stored and when all your programming is. So I see that as kind of in the background. It's always there. It's the memory bank, let's say, of this lifetime and mostly your early childhood and all the limiting beliefs you took from there and your values and all this thing, and traumas and everything is stored there. And it's not really updated very regular. It holds on to old stuff. And of course, there's new memories you create, but the older ones are kind of like running the show or running the program, let's say. This is the one that's running the show, not that one. So by the age around 4 or 7, I mean, there's different schools, different ideas. So let's say it's that. It is your ego, also called your self-conscious, or your identity is what's developing by then. And your ego is the one that's running the show, using all that information from your subconscious and not from your higher conscious. It is, we start life with our higher conscious, but then we forget about it once we step into life. And the reason why we forget is because we need to grow and learn in this lifetime. And if we still remember our higher conscious, which is such beautiful, unconditional love and bliss, really. Oh, I feel it. When I talk about it, I already feel it. If we remember that, we would just go through life with such ease and we don't really learn anything, because we learn mostly from difficulties and hardships and traumas. The lousy way that works, right? Isn't it? So we have to go through all that experiences, and that's what's beautiful on this earth. We can have all those experiences because of our free will and our emotions. Those help us to overcome and learn and develop with the idea that we will all come back to our higher consciousness and connect with that again. So all the work I do is to help people live from their higher consciousness and updates basically your subconscious and your ego, so that that this part of you is all aligned with your higher consciousness. So it's way easier to live from there. So the old school is thinking we still first have to clear up all our traumas and our limited beliefs and all these things before we can reach that. I don't believe that's true. And I know it's not true, because I guide people to connect with that. You can easily connect with your higher conscious. No problem. The difficulty is to stay there, because your frequency, the frequency of your higher consciousness is high, and the frequency here is pretty low. And when I say frequency, it's the same as energy. You know, when you feel low and down, that's a low frequency, that's a low energy. So I help you to update your subconscious and your ego, so it's all on board. And the reason why we do all this explanation is so your ego understands it better and is not in the way so much. So when I do the quantum healing, it's not a trance. You're really fully in control. I'm just connecting with your higher self that has all the information. The reason I do that, because that's where all the information is. Before, I would years ago work with the subconscious only, and for that you really need to know everything. As if you go in a library, you need to know which book to take, right? When we work with the higher self, it is such a higher intelligent, but still I need to know where to go to and which information to take. So for that, what we're going to do is actually have a point in time where you want to go to. And today I chose for you that is going to be a life you love. And another point in time is where you're now. And there's a lot of resistance from where you're now, where you want to go to. There is physical issues, there's trauma, there is memories of events that you have that withhold you from going, disbelief or beliefs or energy systems or unbalanced chakras or whatever. I don't know. I will just sense what is there and then help it to clean up. And that I can do because your higher conscious has all the information. It knows all. So I don't need to know, and you don't need to know. The information is already out there. So it's just a matter of connecting with it and giving it commands to clear it. And it's very willing to do that for you. Next part is the exercise. What is it that you truly love in life? So you might write it down. I'm going to go through it pretty fast. If you need more time, you want to spend more time, you just pause the video and then come back to it later. So what is it? Let me start then with the question. What is it you don't like in your life? You might write it down or just in your head. What is the things that you don't like? What is the things that, if you have a choice in the matter, you would not have in a life you love? If you can travel to that life you love, is just a matter of speech. What would you not take? All right. The next question is, what do you love in your life? So what of your life now would you actually do take there? You're not going to move places, but I'm just, you get the drift. So what is it that you do like in your life? So you can just close your eyes and think about all the things you do like, or you write them down, and if you need more time, you pause it. And then, and I'm going fast, just a glimpse of those things that you don't like and do like. So the next glimpse I want you to have is, what do you wish in your life? You don't have it yet, so you're taking with you what you like. And what else would you like to have there? And it's not about the big house and the nice car, and although it might be, who am I to judge? It's about, who do you want to be in a life that you truly love? Who are you there? So let you answer that question in a moment, and then I support you a bit with answering that. So think about, how is that life that you truly love looks like? Even if you don't have that yet in your life, right? Here you can dream a bit. And I want you to dream beyond material things. So imagine that for a moment. All right, what I want you to imagine now is to go a bit beyond, maybe you did that already, beyond what you can imagine. So I would like to activate the desired reality of you living the life you love. So I want to invite you to close your eyes for a moment, and let me just guide you through that process. So imagine you're already living a life that you truly love. It's already happening. Already a few months. You're already living that life for a few months. You already got used to it. It's not anymore in awe, like, oh, wow. So just imagine that you living a life you truly love. So where are you? Look around. Where are you? How do you feel, without you needing to know exactly what you do and how your life look like, but how would you feel if you have a life? So keep your eyes closed in your imagination, imagining you're already feeling it. How do you feel if you live a life that you truly, truly love? How do you feel? How does your body feel? So really access that feeling of joy, of gratitude, of ease, of being pain-free, worry-free, anxious-free. Things are provided. You are provided. So just feel that love for life. because your life is a life in your imagination that you truly love. So if you look around in that life you truly love, what do you see? Without thinking too much, as if you let it appear in your vision of that life that you love. And let go of what you think is possible. It's a vision, it's your vision. You can imagine anything you like. And feel that vibrance for life, that life energy. That energy what you have, that joy to do all the things that you really like doing. And also just do nothing, like just hang into life, just enjoying it. And not everything needs to change. Imagine you have a job that is not challenging anymore, or things that elements you don't like. Just imagine you would have that same job and now you would go to your job really enjoying it. And if it's not a job you do think of other things you do in your life. But imagining doing that and you're just loving it and there's no more tension. And that one colleague that was always so nasty all of a sudden isn't, because you has changed. And because you changed, that vibrates out as a ripple effect to your surrounding. Do you notice that? How it's so much easier, it's so much more joyful, and how your joy and groundedness, it's impacting those around you. And they respond to you different because you act different towards them and your energy is different. You know, those people that have this good energy and everything just seem to just go so easy for them. You are now that person in your vision. So imagine that for a moment. And if that's difficult for you, then just imagine what you're able to imagine. Because the difficulty is what's the resistance. And I'm very happy that that is brought up now so we can work with it. It's all good. That's why we're here. All right, so I want to invite you to now move away from that for a moment. I'm sorry if that was a beautiful experience and I need to take you out of it. I would like to ask you to go to your current reality in relation to that desired reality of a life you truly love. So don't be dramatic about it. It's just as a matter of fact, oh, that's really different in comparison to there. Just notice that for a moment. Just connect with that for a moment. We don't need to stay there too long because you know pretty damn well how that feels like. So then let's look at the resistance. What is it from where you're now and where you want to go? The current reality and the desired reality. What is in the way? So just answer for yourself. You might write it down on a paper or just in your mind. What do you believe about yourself that keeps you where you are now? And it makes it difficult to move towards a life that you love. So what belief do you have about yourself that restricts you from going there? You might not be good enough, not worthy of it, or any beliefs. It's not for you. And what beliefs do you have about that being a possibility? Do you feel it's hard work to get there, or it's impossible? It's just you dreaming away. Don't be so unrealistic. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just giving you a few examples of what might be in the way. So what do you believe about that being a possibility? And then what do you believe about others that cause resistance? Perhaps for others it's possible, but not for me. And others have it easier, but never me. Or any other thoughts about others. If you need more time, you just pause, but don't take too much time. It's just about glimpses, about realizations. The first thing that comes up, that's it. So then, what beliefs you have about the world that keep you where you are and not moving towards where you actually want to go? So maybe that the world is a difficult place to live in these days and things are not so easy. There's financial issues, there's stuff going on that restricts me in moving towards there. I'm not saying that's all true, that in the sense that is a restriction, but just notice what you feel, believe. And what else is holding you back to where you're now and going there? You are a creator of your life. You have the power over what you create in your life. You have created your current life. You might not like things of your current life, or you might love most of it, and some components you don't. So you have the power to create, so you can create also something else. But just firstly, just going there in your mind. All right, I want you to answer the following statement. I would really, really love that desired reality of having a life I truly love. But how do you answer that sentence? Great. So now I want you to imagine, if you wrote it down on a paper, put a circle around it. This is your resistance bubble. If it was in your mind, just imagine in your mind you putting a circle around it. So that resistance bubble of you, which number would you give that? How much resistance is that to that reality? And I know consciously you might think, oh, I just want to go there. What do you mean resistance? But you feel with the questions I just asked that there is parts of you that are resistant to that. Might be in beliefs, emotion, physicalities, whatever. So how much of resistance do you feel? So if between 10 and a 0, 10 is that you feel full resistance and feel that's impossible. It's actually beautiful, Alice, to do that exercise, and I loved going there, or it might even be very difficult for you to go there, and that's totally okay. So that's not going to happen for me for sure. That's a 10. A 0 is, yeah, I'm actually living that already. A 5, approximately, and an all in between, is like, yeah, I think that might be possible, but it's still hard work to get there, right? Still need to do things to become someone, or to clear things in me and heal first to go there. Not saying that's true. So between a 0 and 10, what's your number? Write that down, because we're going to look at it at the end, and then you will notice that has changed. So it's kind of a proof for yourself how impactful this session is going to be, or has been in the end. All right, so you have a number. Good. Next part is the quantum healing. So I would like to ask you, pour some water, to give me, Alice Roorda, permission to access your higher self. So if you can do that from your heart, sorry, let me just focus. If you can from your heart just really give me, Alice Roorda, to permission to access your higher self, so I can clear up the resistance for you. That would you activate it, but mostly the parts that you're not aware of and haven't activated. We also deal with that. So this works both live and in the replay. And why does that work? Because the energy that is created doing this work, and especially once I start to connect to the quantum field. That is a raising of frequency and a higher energy. And the more people watch this, the higher that energy goes. And if you watch it in the replay, you think, but I'm not there in that moment. Well, in that field, this field, remember, in this field, this unified field or the quantum field or the universe, there is where there's no time and space. So it happens all now. So if you've never heard of that, you might think, what? Just accept for that to be how it works, and you might be skeptic about it. That's okay. But just keep your mind open and not close it so that we can actually work and change things. So in this field, there's no time and space. So everything happens now. So it doesn't matter if you watch it live or you watch it in the replay. And the beauty actually of watching it in the replay, the more people watch this, the higher the energy, the greater the morphic field, the higher the frequency, the more impactful it is. It works beautifully. And how do I know the issues that you're dealing with? Do I address them? There's no time and space. Everything happens now. So you coming in and watching this is already incorporated when I work with it at this moment. I know it is all so. And our human mind is just not used to all this very different way of thinking. If you believe it or not, I just know that the replays become more and more powerful. Can we accept that? Maybe. All right, so let's go into the quantum healing. So let me also connect. And so you don't have to do anything really. You just sit backwards, and you might want to just lean backwards. I mean, just relax. You're not in trance. You just see me doing stiff talking stuff. You don't need to know what I say. You don't need to understand what I say. Your subconscious will get all the information, and your higher self as well, and it will all be clear to them, and they will work with it, and they will change things for you. Beautiful how that works. I also need to say, when you have your eyes open, I will make strange movements. My body moves when the energy, I'm just pretending now, the energy that comes through moves through my body. Sometimes there's contractions. If there's trauma, my whole body might feel it, or when there's problems with the throat, I might feel it here. So I'm very physical in the way I work. I sometimes wish it were different, but that is how this works for me. And I might make jokes and laugh, because when I go in the field, in the quantum fields, wow, and the moment I say this, I feel, okay, now I'm on, now I'm there. I didn't do anything, but because the intention is to go there, my system is now on. So just a moment ago, I was just in this 3D dimensional reality, and now I'm going to that quantum field that's in a different reality. Okay, that confuses you even more, I suppose. So forget about that. So I'm on, my system is on, I'm connected. And so I was just talking that I might make some sounds, and just know I'm not in pain. I'm okay. Whatever I do, I'm fine. So it's just that my body reacts. And when it stops reacting, that's when it's done. So it's a very clear message also. Things happen and then they're resolved and released. And I find it, I might joke, because I see things in the field, and I see it's very visual, so it looks beautiful or not at times. So we see that. So it's going to be a little bit weird, but super, super effective. So it's worth it, right? So bear with me. All right. Beautiful. So remember, you don't have to do anything. Just notice what you need to notice, maybe in your body, or for the best, just relax. So higher self, are you there? Yes. So do you see all that resistance towards that desired reality? And here in the live and in everyone's watching the replay, we work with all of them. I'm just saying it because for you it feels more evident, but for your higher self, there's actually no difference. So you see all that resistance in the active field and everything that's not been activated. So can we start with, let's just start with clearing that resistance in the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Thank you. So higher self, please make the perfect treatment plan in the perfect order, the perfect way, and as fast, as gentle as possible, and for the higher is good. Thank you. So to everyone who's on the call, I want you to imagine, but also as an explanation to your higher self, I want you to imagine that you have this river in front of you. You're here, and in the end of the river is your desired reality of that life you love. And you can imagine that river, all that resistance that you know about and also you don't know about. Just imagine that as being rocks in the water, or boulders, these huge rocks, maybe even dams, or maybe even big pieces of wood that are in there, or whatever you can imagine is in there, and it's holding you where you are and makes it difficult to get where you want to go. It's all these obstacles that are there. And this can be trauma, this can be energy, this can be parts of you that don't want to move forward, to hold on to the past. This is your subconscious big one, is holding on to all that. This is your ego that doesn't want to change. Your ego doesn't want to change. The ego wants things to stay the same because it wants you to survive. It's very basic. Just survive. And you've survived till now, so let's just keep doing the same. Even though that river looks pretty complicated and difficult to pass through, we know what is there. At least it's familiar. So imagine now, what we're going to do in this session is actually to clear what is in that river so you can move easier from one to the other. But see what you need to do? You need to do the movement. Because if you sit where you are in the beginning of the river and you have that beautiful clean river in front of you, you're not going to reach to that end. You need to move. So that's the only part that you eventually need to do, is to move to where you want to go to. Take action. Without action plans and this and that. But just take steps towards where you want to go. All right. So higher self, do you understand that metaphor that we're using of the river? Yes. So please look at all that resistance that is there, and please clear that in the right way and right order. Massive changes during everything is needed. Thank you. And everything that is there, we uncreate, delete, and destroy across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Thank you. Great. So this is a general first cleanup. So let's do some more general cleanup before I really look more specific. So higher self, what we want to do is take away all that resistance from where you're now, where you want to go to that life you truly love. Even if you don't know exactly how that might look like. So a life that's more easy and loving, and where you're connected to yourself, your truth, your essence, and connected to others, where life just flows with ease, where you feel that lightness and easiness, or whoever else you imagine that life that you truly love. So higher self, that's where I want to go to. And there's all this resistance in the way. Yeah. So please clear all the emotions that are in the way, and all the beliefs, and all the energy systems, and old trauma, old experiences that you're holding on to, as if that is what the learning you got from there is all the wisdom that you contain, and still use that same wisdom now. Well, you're so much smarter than that by now. So you see all that higher self. So please clear all that and do a massive change history, and everything is needed. Thank you. So let's now look a bit more specific. Great, because there's a lot of you that watch this or will watch this that are very new to the concept. So there is some disbelief that this is possible. So higher self, can we work with the sentence procedure, please, and just tag and treat the following statements. Let me see what that is. I am worthy of a life I truly love. I believe I can live a life I truly love. And I allow myself to live a life I truly love. And it is safe to live a life I truly love. And I release all fear, guilt, shame, and doubt around me living a life I truly love. And I feel secure and safe in my body, and I trust myself for living a life that I truly love. So higher self, please tag and treat those statements and really empower them and strengthen them. And any resistance to that, please clear that and do massive change history, and everything is needed. Thank you. So just stay with that. It's processing. Going well. Going very well. So let's look at part personalities. This is still processing. So let that process while we work with the part personalities, because some of that is blocking this. So higher self, can you request from all the part personalities to join this session? Also the ones that are on the sideline, because then they can be part of that new reality where life is just joy and ease. It's a life that is so lovely and so beautiful. Wouldn't they all want to be part of that? I know there's this resistance because is that really safe? And am I not too selfish to want that for myself, especially in a world like this? So what I'm just talking what I'm sensing here, causing resistance and blockages. But the thing is, it's not selfish in the sense that if we really connect to who we truly are and really are true to ourselves and feel that love that we are, that unconditional love, then we can actually really be there for others. That's when we can show up in the world. That's when we can help others and be there for others and have those beautiful connections. That's when we are so much more valuable in this life for ourselves and for others and for the collective, because you're raising the vibration and frequency on this earth, and that's exactly what's needed at this time. So you're doing everything and everyone a service by creating a life you truly love. I feel a lot of resistance to that. My whole stomach is cramping. So higher self, can we talk of that part that is resisting this? All right. So parts, there's more than one. Parts, do you see that future, that beautiful, loving life? Yeah. So do you see that when you go there and be part of that, how you actually have to work less hard as you do now, right? Because you're so trauma informed, I want to say. Your existence is all related to trauma, family trauma, past trauma. And I know you're holding on to it because you think that's the safest way, because the learning from the past you take to the present, and it keeps this system safe. But it also limits this system so much that going to a new reality where there's more space and openness and more possibilities, and in creating that life that you truly love, by just putting your awareness there with all of that and without any resistance. Yeah. So there's that new learning existing from just going there and being there, and know as parts that you're not going to die, but the wisdom, what you have gained, will be taken. It's just the emotion that goes with it that will go. So it's not the pain anymore that you feel, because that will go. You don't need that anymore. So it's just the information and wisdom that will pass to that new reality. So we would like to let go of that pain and trauma in this lifetime, but also in past lifetimes. And in family history. Can we do that all in once? Yes. So please, any resistance to that, any parts that are resisting it, all related with that past, if we use that word, because there isn't really anything, because everything is happening now, but let's stay with that word. Okay, I'm talking too long. Yes. So please clear all that resistance and do massive changes during everything is needed. Thank you. Oh, and remember, I'm not in pain. I'm fine. It's just a lot of resistance there. Ooh, a bit dizzy. So let's take a deep breath, all of us. Take one more. Imagine when you breathe out that all of that, what you were holding on to, just releases. You might want to take a sip of water if you have anything. It's really good to drink a lot of fluid during and also after this, because your body needs that to restore itself, to align and adjust to what we're all doing here and letting go of. All right. So the parts are a bit more at ease. So I would like to invite and higher self, please guide that process of the parts to move to that new reality. And I know that new reality looks a bit small, as if you, sitting here listening to this, if you have kind of created it in your mind, but you know, it's just a bit, it looks lovely, but that's not going to happen. As if just part of that is, but you cannot expand it because you can't even imagine how that would be. And I get it. I get it. How would that even look like, right? So higher self, yeah, well, I'm just focusing on it, already expands. Could you expand that vision that you know exactly as a higher self, how that life, a life that one truly loves, looks like? So can you help expand, thank you, you're already doing it, help expand that future self living a life you truly love? Expand of that. It's expanding as we speak. It's expanding as we speak. It's getting easier to access. Thank you, higher self, and keep expanding, please. Keep coloring that picture in and put all the love and light, that source energy, into that picture, into that beautiful, I just see a lot of light, as if it was a little round space where there's just not so much space for all these things of you to move towards to, but now it's just a huge, it's before there was an end to the space. It was a space with borders around it, and now it's just an open space that can expand whenever and wherever you want it to go. It doesn't have an end to it. It's eternal. Wow. So what I want you to do when you listen to this, we're not finished, but I want you to check again into that desired reality, that life that you love, and check into that again and feel into that again, as if that's already in your reality. And then notice how it has expanded, how much easier it is to go to that. Just do that now. I want you to do that now for a moment. Just feel into that. So do you feel how that has become more of a possibility for you actually living that life? Well, before it felt like, not sure really. Nice exercise, but so now it becomes more reality. Do you feel that? And just notice also the resistance, the number that you put before, 10 being maximum resistance. That's not going to happen for me. 0 is already happening. I'm already living it. And anything between. See what your number of resistance is now. It really looks beautiful, very bright and beautiful. This is if you are your body here. Okay, so relax again and don't need to actively go there. So you can just sit back and relax and just notice what you need to notice while I'm working with this. I imagine you being you, clearly, in your body here, sitting this or whatever position you are doing this. And there's next to you, really not far away, really next to you, that beautiful light life that you love as a vision. But the vision is not a vision any longer, it's already a possibility. One of the many possibilities that you can step into. And this is already now a possibility for you to step into. That's why it's not far away. It's actually, to me, it feels pretty close and expanded. So I'm going to look what else is in the way of you fully becoming that. Because what I like you to really fully step into that reality. So that your whole system, your subconscious and your conscious mind, your ego, know that this is what you want. Before we go there, let's see what is still in the way. Look a bit of time. I'm already over an hour. If you have the time, please continue this till the end. It will last another 5-10 minutes maybe, I foresee. All right. So, higher self. What else is in the way? And I want you to really focus on everyone here and in the replay. Everyone that's going to watch the replay. And the moment I say that, the reality is going to be a little bit further away. Beautiful. It's there, shiny and open. So, higher self, what is in the way for that to be the full shiny reality, and so that it can actually merge with that current reality? So that's already here now. What is in the way of that? Can you please show me what is in the way for everyone else live and everyone is watching this in the replay? What is in the way? The facts, what I get is a staircase. What is I get is the fact that it cannot just believe, or not really believe, but the idea is not so strong, let me put it like that. So it is a belief, but the idea that you have to walk steps, you first need to do things, or you first need to heal yourself. That's what it is. You believe that you first need to heal yourself and clear things and change things in your life and work on yourself and becoming something or someone. So it's work before you can reach there. So it's as if all these steps in front of you are all these things that you believe you have to do before you can reach there. That's what's in the way at the moment. And that's just not true. Yes, of course, there is things that keep you from where you are because it's the old programming. But it's not true that you cannot connect with that and realize that. It's just easier when all these things are not there, all this past programming and holding on to that, and this old wisdom that is just not relevant anymore in this new reality, and it holds you back. So it's easier to let all of that go. I do agree, but it's not impossible with that. So higher self, do you see all that, those beliefs that hold one back, of thinking there's still a lot of stuff that needs to happen, and it's all like, and that then becomes excuses that is never a reality for me, because it takes forever to do all these things, and I might not even be committed doing all these things I believe need to happen first before I can go there. Man, it's just too complicated. So higher self, can we take those stairs away, those beliefs away, that is all necessary for you to go there? And yes, I believe it's important to heal and to clear and to take all that away. And that's what we're doing. But it's not one thing first before the other. We can do it at the same time, you stepping into that future, the same time you connecting with your higher self, the same time you aligning with who you truly are. It really can be at the same time, because you can already do it. You can already be that and feel that and become that. Mostly be that, right? It makes easier to stay there and be that and not slip out of that if you don't have all this past shit. I may say it like that because it's so annoying that's all there. That keeps you small and keeps you procrastinating and keeps you having all these limitations. So before I go too much into that, higher self, you get the point. So can we please clear that belief that we first need to fix or become or heal things before we can reach there? We would like to do that at the same time, please. And it's possible. So can we please treat that belief or anything, any ideas that it's hard work and there's things that need to do? before I can reach there. So can we please that and do a massive change, clear that and do a massive change to train everything is needed. Thank you. Good. Very good. So it's even clearer now and closer. And so higher self, we are time constrained. So can we get to the point of the main thing that is still there, holding it? It's not much at this time what we can do. Yeah, so it's this balancing of the chakras, and I'm going to do a very quick one now, but I recommend you to do the more extensive one. It's 3 aligned sessions where that we work with all the resistance around that. Because once your chakras are aligned, all your energy system is aligned, and all these blockages that you have are all represented in those chakras or energy points, energy centers in your body. So higher self, please, what we want to do is we want to clear and restore and balance and align all chakras so that they're all aligned with the desired reality of living a life you truly love. Please raise the frequency of all the chakras, all the energy systems to a coherent field of energy. And so that the whole system is one coherent field of energy. So really raise the vibration to a coherent field of energy. Because when it's coherent, that's when we function best. That's when we're balanced. And so with that, I don't want to. So especially because what comes up now is that survival mechanism and autonomic nervous system that holds on to a lot of tension. I'm not going to work with that today, and the reason that is because this is an introduction, and when I do work with that, it's going to have such a strong impact that you will off for days to recover from that. And I want you to have a more pleasant experience. So I can work with your autonomic nervous system, I can work with your survival mechanism. So especially if you feel constantly stressed or there's a lot of physical issues, they're all related. I don't want to go into that now because it's too much for one session, especially if this is your first. You might already feel a profound impact, and your body needs time to process the changes that we're doing today. And your higher self really agrees if that is not in your highest good to go and clear that, although I know that feels good. And just, it's too much. It's too much at once. And I want you, because I don't really think that, yeah, but she wants to keep things for herself. It's not because of that. But people I work with, and I do, if you have never done anything like this and you start with that, you might get migraines, headaches, infections, bladder infections, rash, feel down for a few days and really low, and that's the impact I'm talking about. So let's not go there, and let's not have that now. Let's just, we're doing so much already. Thank you, higher self, for supporting in that and feeling that's really not in the highest good. So what is in the highest good? Is there anything that we can conclude with, please? Yeah. So I want you all I want to ask you and go back to that desired reality of yours and really feel that expansion of it now, meaning that it's more possible and it's lighter and it's pleasant and you can access it easier. Let me put it like that. That is that expansion as well. So you can access it easier. So if you like that feeling and you like that future you, what I would like to suggest, I didn't plan this to do, but I think it's wonderful to do, is to merge with that future self of you. As if that is a person living in that reality already, being it a week from now or years from now. I don't want you to think in time. Just imagine that's your future self and you, your current self. I don't see it as too far away, but depends on what you're going to do with it. So if you like how that looks like, what we're going to do is we're going to merge and download all that information into your system. So I want to ask you to imagine that there is that future self of you, not too far from you, that lives that reality already, that body, that future body, and you currently being here. And I want you to imagine that you step into that as your current body, into that future body, so that you merge with it, that you become one. So your lungs are breathing the same air. You are having the same blood streams in your body. You become one. Your cells are one just for this moment. So that we can really download it really powerfully. And what you imagine, your subconscious is just following instructions. This is one of the instructions we're giving it. So imagine you merge with yourself. And if you can't physically see that, because I'm very physical, just imagine that happening. And just take that as a fact. And just maybe you feel it, or just maybe it's just a knowing. So I want higher self, please help with that merging, that all that wisdom and all those resources and all the skills of that living that life that one truly loves. That all that being that to download that current system. So all those brain connections, to emphasize that, to download that, and to upload that. And the whole, I'm coming back to that survival mechanism again. So let's just download everything that is needed to be fully merged with that future self. Every cell in the body, all the fascia, all in between the cells, all the autonomic nervous system, all the muscle memory, all the the way the hormones functioning, all the everything, the whole body, the whole system, all the organs, and deep into the DNA. Please merge everything. So it's really downloading all that information, all that functioning from that space of love, life, and that life energy there, and the connection with your true self. And really merge that and activate that at the same time. Really download that in the system and let me know when it's finished. Thank you. All right. So when that downloading is finished and that merging is finished, is it finished? Yeah. I want you to now step back into your current reality, wherever you sit, lay, or stand. And just feel how that is actually in your body and how that is activated in your body. If it's not activated, activate it now, higher self. So you're already being it. You're feeling it. Your system knows instructions to your subconscious that that's where I want to vibrate in, and that's the frequency I want to be on. And all your subconscious need to do is to align with that, to catch up with that. So that's what you wish. Oh, okay, I'm going to do, put everything in your life towards matching with that frequency. So all you need to do is follow the instructions, meaning follow what is natural next thing to do in your life, and not, if you feel an intuition, if you feel a knowing, follow it. If you see information, go with it. You can help the process by following the process and not resist it. That's all you need to do. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It looks wonderful. I see so much more light and sunshine and easiness and joy and beautiful. So higher self, thank you. Let's ground all the memories we touched today and put them back in the matrix of the universe. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for all the work we did. So I want to ask you who's participating in this, just go back once more to that desired reality, that vision of the life you love. And just feel, what is your resistance now? Has it gone down? And how much has it gone down? And I would love you to share with me what it did to you and how that went for you. And when you watch this on my website, just go to the About section. You can send me a message. If you watch this anywhere else, just put it in the comments, and you don't have to. I'm just a very curious being. I love to hear things that happen to you. Okay, so I'm still in that realm. Let's come back to the here and now, because I'm way over the hour. Oh my goodness. So sorry this took so long. I will write in the description that this is a 1.5 hour event and journey we went on. So come back to the room, drink a lot of water. As I said, you might be a bit high. You know what I mean now with that, right? So feel your body, feel your feet, feel your body, feel where you sit. You might want to stretch out a bit. And really feel your body again. After this, you might want to walk around a bit, go in nature, barefoot on the grass. Best way to ground yourself again. Don't drive after this when you feel spaced out. It will take an hour or so and you will land back again. Now you think, oh, I had to take my kids. Okay, when you really, really need to ground fast, stamp on the floor and really walk around, look around, have a wide view out, really see what is there, notice what's in the room. If you don't have to do something right away, don't. Just calmly come back. Drink a lot of water. Keep saying that because it's so important. In general it is, but especially after you've done this. The whole day, drink a lot of water. I always drink a lot of water. It's so needed. All right, beautiful you. It was wonderful to do this with you and take this journey with you and help you to clear things. I wish you that wonderful, wonderful life you love. Have a beautiful day. Lots of love. Bye-bye.